Ooh, this lighting is terrible. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am here to do a complete overview of my microblading experience. Alright, so I'm gonna have to bring up my phone so that way I can for sure give you guys all the right details of how much I paid and who did it and when and all of that good stuff. As you guys know, if you've been following me since before March, because that's apparently when my first appointment was, I've always disliked my eyebrows naked. When I say dislike, it's not something that was bothering me to the point where like I wouldn't go out in public without makeup on, because you guys know me, I didn't care. But I always wished that my eyebrows were a little bit more full, or that my eyebrows were just not so sparse. So that way when I did go out and I wanted to look like a hot mess like I do right now, I wouldn't look like I didn't have eyebrows. Perfect example, when I sat down to film this video, I really was like, should I probably take a shower and like do my makeup and my hair and put something nice on, since I'm sitting down to do kind of a beauty related video? And then I thought to myself, no, because this is exactly what I wanted to show you guys. Like this right here, I wanted the ability to be able to roll out of bed, put my hair up, and put like a sweatshirt on and walk out the door and feel like fine about my eyebrows. And so that's what I'm showing you guys right now. Is like, this is why I wanted to get my eyebrows microbladed, because I wanted to be able to literally not have any makeup on and still feel like I looked a little bit done up. Before I had my eyebrows done, I feel like they were so sparse that the naked eyebrow look made my face look a little bit more tired. I feel like it made me look a little bit older. So now when I don't have makeup on, I do feel like I'm just a little bit more put together. So that's why I got my eyebrows done. That's why I look like a hot mess right now, because I wanted to be able to just walk out the door and look like this. I wanted to be able to just put on a little bit of mascara, a little bit of blush, or nothing at all, and still feel like I looked good. Again, not saying that I felt like I didn't look good before. Like again, I didn't care. It was, I never felt like I needed to put makeup on. But we all of course want to make life easier, and when putting on makeup, having your eyebrows microbladed just kind of makes your life a little bit more easy. I started this process back in March. I went to the Gold Room Tattoo. Lisa Suarez, she's the owner of, I think she's the owner of the Gold Room Tattoo, but she's the owner of Lacquer Lounge, I think that's what it's called, or Lacquer Gallery in Columbus. Columbus is a little bit of a drive for us, but it was totally worth it. She is somebody who trains other people on how to microblade. So I was referred to her by one of my friends that I was gonna get my eyebrows done by, but she was like, listen, you're Asian, you have oily skin, your hair grows in a different way, like I don't feel like I'm experienced enough yet to be able to do it. Here is my trainer or my instructor's, you know, phone number if you want to contact her. And so I of course trusted her. I was like, listen, if you're honest enough to tell me that you don't feel like you're capable to do this, even though I'm willing to pay you whatever you're asking, I'm gonna trust you that this lady's good. So I looked at her page, I really liked all of her work that she did, and again, because she trained the two girls that I knew personally, whose work was also really good, I was like, okay, I'm gonna trust her. Her prices were a little bit high for our area just because she was a trainer. I don't feel like they're super high though, considering she offers the first initial plus 2 touch-ups all in one package. So I thought that was a really good deal. Again, I drove for her because because I really wanted her, and I trusted her because she had so many good references that I knew of. So her complete service that I paid for was $700, not including tax or tip. So she charges at the initial visit, and then you don't have to pay for your 2 touch-ups, like you just come in and then you leave, which I was totally okay with that. I actually preferred that, because then I knew, like, because I started talking to her a while before I actually went for my first appointment, so that I could know how much money I need to save up, because again, you guys know I only pay cash only for stuff. So for me, it was nice to be able to budget what I needed. So in my mind, I budgeted in tax and I budgeted in tip. I Googled like crazy, like how do you tip eyebrow people who do packages? Like, do you tip them at every visit, or do you tip them at the beginning? You know, what do they expect? And I asked her that as well. And she's like, you can either tip now or you can tip at the end. You know, she was very honest with me. She was like, listen, like, you don't have to tip me until like the last visit if you want. So that way, you know, if you're happy with everything, you know how to tip accordingly. But because she said that, I was like, oh, I trust you even more. So I tipped her up front, which was, again, better for me because then I had already budgeted for that and I didn't have to worry about any extra costs before I was done. And that was for 3 visits completely. She has gone up, I believe, by $100 for her services. So, you know, she is a little bit more expensive. So you know, I don't know. It just depends on how you tip and stuff, how much your services are gonna cost if you go with her. But I will say that it was worth every single penny. Spoiler alert, it was worth every single penny. I will say the first initial appointment was pretty easy. She asked me what my expectations were. She asked me if I had any photos, which is always a good thing to have so that way you can show them kind of what you're looking for. I showed her pictures of my eyebrows being done, use Anastasia Dip Brow, and I was like, I want this, but I also want it to look natural for when I don't wear makeup. I made sure to let her know, like, I don't want a completely like makeup done up eyebrow. I want it to be able to go either way. You know, even if I have to add a little bit of product to my eyebrows, I still want to be able to look natural without any product at all, but also look like I have eyebrows. I think she had like heard everything in the book, so she totally got what I meant. Again, I showed her pictures. She asked me what color I was like looking for, more ashy, more whatever. And I told her that I didn't want my eyebrows to turn orange. Like, that is my biggest fear. I know a lot of girls whose eyebrows have turned orange just from the oils of their skin interacting with the type of color they're using in the ink. And that was like my biggest fear. I'm like, I do not want to have orange, red, like looking eyebrows after a month or 2. She took that to account. So mine actually turned a little bit more gray, which is perfectly fine with me. Just because with my natural eyebrow hairs, it's like blended to the point where it just looks natural. I told her that I wanted my eyebrows to match more of my roots because I usually tend to do like a balayage, so my roots are always showing, which are pretty dark. And then I told her that I basically just trusted her. So she used her method of kind of balancing out and measuring my eyebrows. I also made sure to tell her that one of my eyebrows is lower than the other. That's another reason why I wanted to get my eyebrows microbladed, because when I relax my face, you can't see it because I have my eyebrows microbladed, but when I relax my face, one eyebrow actually sags lower than the other. And so whenever I would do my own eyebrows, it would take forever for me to like even them out. And I was so tired of doing that. So to be able to have like a permanent tattoo or permanent outline there for me was like, to me, super helpful. So I made sure to let her know, like, okay, listen, one eyebrow is a little bit wonky. If you could just balance that out, I'd really appreciate it. So she made sure to measure everything, and then she did a stencil and asked me what I thought after I was happy with the shape. And I did, I think, correct her a little bit. Like, I was like, oh, I would like this a little bit longer or whatnot. She started picking out colors. And because I had already kind of told her what color I was looking for, she's done this so long that she knew exactly what color to use. So I just kind of trusted her. A lot of people will put a lot of different like colors on your forehead and say, which one of these do you like, you know, for you to pick out. But again, I'm not good with decision making. So I was like, listen, I trust you. Just do whatever you think is right. And that's what she did. So I didn't really see the color go, like, I didn't pick my color. Like, she kind of, again, I trusted her to do it. But for the most part, most people will be like, if you want to choose, they'll give you a spectrum to choose from. I really like Lisa a lot. She was very easy to talk to. And that's important because my appointment took a while, especially the first one. I felt like I was just hanging out with a girlfriend, and I love that. She was very, 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 very specific about, you know, the hygiene of all the tools and everything like that. Like, her place was cute, it was clean, you know, everything about her was super professional, but she was also super laid back and easy to talk to and easy to be comfortable around, which if you've ever gotten a tattoo, you really want to feel comfortable with the person you're getting a tattoo from, because again, they're cutting into your skin and applying semi-permanent to permanent things on your skin. So I really appreciated that about her. I would say that the pain level, she numbed me up with a cream prior to my appointment. Like, she, you know, put it on and was like, okay, we'll wait 20 minutes or 15 minutes. I don't remember. And then we'll start. And I will say that it was very effective. Like, I didn't really feel any of it. If anything, the only time I felt when she was cutting into my skin, the only time I felt it was when she was going over already cut areas, because the first time she has to do a bunch of different cuts just to make sure the ink is in there. You know, she'd go over once and then she'd go over again and then she'd go over again, depending. And for me, she cut in pretty deep and did, I think, more layers because I am oily skinned and because I am Asian, my skin reacts differently to ink. So she really wanted to make sure to get the ink in there to stick. The second and third appointment, she added in the crosshairs, you know, to make it look more natural. But for the most part, this was just laying the groundwork. But again, I really didn't feel anything. The only time I kind of felt a little bit was when she was going over the already marked areas. If anything, it felt just like, I don't know how to explain it. It felt like if you take a pin and just scratch that on your skin, that's what it felt like to me. I have a high pain tolerance, however. I've delivered babies naturally. I've broken tons of bones in my body. I enjoy getting tattoos because of the pain. I pierced all my own ears. I think I maybe only got one hole done at an actual professional place, and I have 14 holes in my ears. I've re-pierced my own nose when I needed to. Like, I have a high threshold for pain, so maybe don't take my exact experience as reference, but I feel like she did a really good job with the numbing cream and just her technique, that like it wasn't bad at all. So after the first appointment, I won't lie, I was a little bit like, holy cow, I'm scared this is like not as like full as I wanted them, and it took some time to get used to. Just seeing myself, it was a little bit red too, which I was like, oh no, I said I didn't want red. And as it was healing though, it went to a nice soft grayish brown, which is perfect. And like, I really got used to the eyebrow. And again, I had to trust the process. Like, I really had to trust the process because she kept telling me, she's like, we'll add a little bit more the next appointment, we'll add a little bit more, don't worry. And sure enough, like come my second and third appointment, like my eyebrows really started shaping up and getting to this like very natural look. So you have to trust the process. Don't freak out the first appointment. If you're gonna freak out, wait until your last appointment. Healing process for the first time was a little bit long just because it was the first time my eyebrows had been cut into, and also this is my first experience of getting a tattoo on my face with a scalpel kind of thing and not like an actual gun or whatever tattoo thingy. So it was a little, I was a little bit scared. I was like, oh, I don't want to ruin my eyebrows, you know, I don't want to get them wet. I really followed all of her instructions to the T, which she gives a little like welcome pack, which is a cute little bag and, you know, products in there to kind of get you through the first week with like detailed instructions. I really followed all of her instructions to a T the first time. Like, I really did. Like, my face was so disgusting. Like, I didn't wash my face at all. I used makeup wipes to get some of the oil off, but my face got so scaly, especially in my forehead around my eyebrows. Like, my face, it was so gross. My face felt so disgusting for the first week after I got my tattoo because I really did not want to get my, like, eyebrows wet whatsoever. I did the dry healing method, which was I didn't put anything on my eyebrows. I just let them heal. That was what her suggestion was. Peeling wise, the tail ends of my eyebrows started peeling first because I lay on my face, and that was kind of like, that's just where they started peeling. But I really tried hard not to pick my scabs, which I am a picker and a scratcher, so that was like the most difficult thing for me. I didn't feel a lot of itching. I know a lot of people complain about itching, you know, at new tattoo sites as their skin's healing. I didn't feel any of that, but I also don't feel that when I get other tattoos done, and I have pretty big tattoos in my body. So I didn't have an issue with that, but if you do have an issue with itchiness, she says you can put like a little bit of like, I don't know, she gives you like a Vaseline type product to put on, but I didn't need to do any of that. Again, the first time the healing was like the most annoying. After the healing process of the first week, I was actually really pleasantly surprised about how my eyebrows looked. They already were like 1,000 times better. The color was perfect. They got darker as they healed. That was another thing. When my scabs fell off, I was like, holy crap, what did I just pay for? Like they were so faint. I was really upset. I was like, I didn't contact Lisa because that's the last thing I do when I'm upset about something. I try to do my own research before I like get upset with like the person who's doing it. So I did a lot of research online, and sure enough it said like, once your scabs fall off, don't freak out because your eyebrows are still healing and the ink will become darker as they heal. And sure enough they did. Like, I was scared. I was like, this is not good. Like, what did I spend all that money on almost? Like, I was really freaked out. But with that being said, they did darken up. All of my lines darkened up. They got, you know, they got darker. So don't freak out immediately. Let your ink develop, and yeah, just don't freak out initially. And again, if you go to a place like Lisa where she offers 2 touch-ups as part of your package, just remember, like, you're gonna go back for a touch-up, it'll be okay. But when I went back for my touch-up, I was better equipped to understand like what the process was and the healing of it, so I was really excited. I also was hoping that the healing process would be a little bit faster because my skin was kind of used to what was happening. So I went in kind of a little bit more excited for that appointment, and sure enough, I wasn't on the table as long because she was just kind of touching up things and putting the crosshairs in and kind of filling out the brow a little bit more. I did ask her for a little bit of a thicker brow. Your tattoo tends to shrink as it heals, so she didn't want to go overboard the last time. So now that she saw like how it shrunk, she was able to kind of better understand my skin. So she did make my eyebrows a little bit fuller, which I'm happy with. I'm glad I didn't ask her to go too full, because looking back, like, I like that my eyebrows are a little bit thinner, just because if I want them to be a little bit thicker, I can make them thicker with my Anastasia dip brow super fast and super easily. Whereas if they were permanently thicker, I think I would have regretted it because it doesn't match my like natural face structure without makeup on. I was really happy that she kind of like talked me out of going super bold. So thank you, Lisa. You know me better than I know myself. So trust your tattoo artist. Like, if you go to a really good microblader, they will know how to direct you and steer you the right way. But the first touch-up was a little bit faster. It was not as painful because I was used to it. And afterwards, I like fell in love with my eyebrows even more. And then sure enough, they healed so much faster. I don't know why. I don't know if it was less cuts in my skin, or again, my skin was like used to the healing process, but it felt like by like day 3 or 4 or something, like it felt like my scabs had fallen off and I was good to go. Like, I felt fine. And during the healing process, like, I was out and about. Like, for all of my healing processes, I didn't have time because I have 3 kids and I was coaching soccer during the season. Like, I didn't have time to just hide out in my house for 5 days. Like, for those of you who have that luxury, super jealous, but I had to be out. Like, I had to be out. And so what I did was I would either wear my, like, my, you know, hair like this, or I put bronzer on, or like something to kind of make my eyebrows look less dark, because when they're healing, they get super dark until the scabs fall off, or I would wear a hat, which seemed to work perfectly fine for me. I did the same exact care instructions that I did the first time, except for I wasn't as scared about getting them wet, which I'm not gonna suggest you guys get your eyebrows wet. Follow your tattoo or your microblader's instructions, but I did take showers. Like, I was a little bit more confident in my like showering skills. So what I would do was I would put like a towel, like I'd hold a towel right here on my forehead, and I would angle my head back to take a shower, and I would wash my hair and rinse it like this. So that way no moisture would come down on my face and all of that. Like, I kept a bunch of like washcloths and hand towels like close to me so that way I could switch them out as they got wet. Not the easiest thing to do, but it was definitely worth it to be able to shower. My touch-up after that, and all my touch-ups were 30 days apart, so the process was from March to June, I think. And that was actually getting a little bit too late into the summer for me, or too early into the summer for me. When I started the process, I really, because I knew I couldn't get my eyebrows wet and I had to avoid the sun for the most part for the first few weeks, I really was like dreading having my last touch-up in the summer, because we swim, we're super active, and I didn't want to not be able to do stuff with my kids because I was getting my eyebrows done. Like, sorry, for me, my kids come first, activities with my family come first, so I was like kind of mad at myself. I was like, why did I schedule this in March? Like, why did I do this to myself and my family? Like, this sucks. Like, I didn't want to miss out on time with my family because of vanity, you know? So I was really dreading going to my last appointment. I mean, I was excited to see Lisa, but I was like, ah, crap. But I went because I'd already paid for it and I didn't want to mess up the process. And I was like, you know what? It's only going to be like a week, hopefully. And actually, the weather was awesome to me. It rained. Like, even though it rained at every single freaking appointment, which kind of sucks, even though it rained, I was super excited because it rained for the like whole week, and the weather was cold and dreary the whole week after I got my last touch-up done. So there was no need to go outside and swim. There was no sun really out to damage them. And it was like Mother Nature was helping a girl out, you know, and it was awesome because I didn't have to like worry about missing out on anything with my like kids outside because of my eyebrow healing. The third time around, I was super like antsy and excited to get the appointment over with. Again, just because I had traveled already to Columbus 3 months in a row, which if you've driven there from where we live, it is a boring drive. I love being in Columbus. You know, I tagged on a few things while I was out there, but it's super boring to drive it. And I was by myself, so it was like kind of lonely, but at the same time really nice to be like alone in the car. I don't know, I had mixed feelings about it, but I was super antsy to get my third appointment over and done with. Yeah, after that one went by even faster. And then after I was done, the healing was actually even faster. Like it was hardly an inconvenience for me. I think it was because I'd gotten the healing process down pat. Like I knew, okay, don't get this wet, don't put any oils on here, you know, shower really carefully. I'd become a pro at showering without getting my eyebrows wet, so I was really able to shower whenever I wanted. Again, it was raining and like gross outside, so that wasn't an issue avoiding like UVs or anything like that. It was really super easy to heal the third time, and again, it was even faster than the second or the first time. So after the last scab fell off and my ink kind of darkened up after a month, like I would say wait 30 days, at least 30 days before getting upset over your final outcome. And if you are, just calmly contact your microblader and just express like what your concerns are. Most time I feel like they'll just be really happy that you weren't nasty, you know, and not leaving a bad review for them before they can help you out. But yeah, it's again, skin. Nobody knows exactly how it will react, which is why there's touch-ups. But I was really happy after my third one. I'm still very happy. Again, my last appointment was in June, and it's now September, and I can just tell you guys, like, I am so happy with my final results. Like, this is without any makeup on. It looks so natural in my opinion. Like, I love my eyebrows so very, very much. The color is perfectly fine, and I was in chlorine swimming in the sun all summer. You guys know that. There's just something about having your eyebrows feeling a little bit complete if you're like me and had really sparse eyebrows that just gives you a nice little boost of confidence, and again, just makes my face a little bit better just because everything's more defined and expressions are more defined. Like, you guys know, I love using my face to express my emotions. Like my eyebrows especially, they just go all over the place all the time when I'm happy or talking, or I'm very expressive with my body and my face. So to be able to have a more defined eyebrow, just like for me, is really cool, and I love it. So I love my final results. It's awesome when I just, again, want to put a little bit of makeup on. When I want to do more makeup, I do use a little bit of Anastasia Dip Brow to make my eyebrows a little bit bolder to match my like winged eyeliner and like my false lashes. And I love it because it literally takes me like a minute or two to do my eyebrows because it's already outlined. Like, it's awesome. It is awesome how fast it is to do my eyebrow makeup. Like, just having that outline already there just makes my life so much easier. And I've had perfect eyebrows every single time, whereas sometimes I'll look back to my old YouTube videos, I'm like, what the were you thinking? Like, what is on your face? And of course at that time when I'm filming, I'm like, ooh, I look good, my eyebrows are awesome. And now looking back, I'm like, oh girl, I wish somebody would have like stopped you. It's really nice to have like this already outlined map to follow to just keep you controlled in what your eyebrows look like. I am so happy with my eyebrows. I go back, or I should go back for my next touch-up probably in October or November. And some people can go like a full year, some people can go 6 months, some people need them every 4 months. It just depends on how your skin is and how it holds ink. I actually feel like my eyebrows are holding up pretty well considering how oily skinned I am. I will probably schedule a touch-up with her though, either in October or November, just because I want to go before it snows and it's gross out. But again, you know, a lot of times you can go a pretty long time depending on, you know, how well it's done and how your skin holds the ink. Now for me, this was a worthwhile purchase. Again, I just feel a lot better about myself in general. It's made life easier for me in regards to doing makeup and all of that. If it's not something that you care about, then, you know, don't get microblading done. I don't know why you're watching this video. That was your mistake, not mine. I myself, in my honest opinion, have loved my eyebrows. I'm very happy with where I got them done. Lisa, again, was super amazing. I'll leave her information to her Instagram underneath this video. She's super responsive. Like, even though she has messages coming in left and right from both her Gold Room Tattoo account and also her Lacquer Gallery account, because she's got like, I think 3 locations in Columbus for her Lacquer Gallery. Like, this girl is on fire. She's my age and I'm like, how can I be as accomplished as you? Like, she is a badass. Like, she is just a badass. She's worth the drive. Like I said, I drove like 3.5 hours one way and it was totally worth it because I would trust nobody else with my eyebrows. You really have to trust the person you're going to. She's worth the money in my opinion. Again, I had seen numerous people who I knew personally with microbladed eyebrows and kind of was scared after I made my appointment because I was like, I don't want my eyebrows to turn out like that after they had healed. And I was really concerned that would happen. And honestly, it's all about who you go to. If you have a really good microblader, you're gonna come out with awesome looking eyebrows. Do your research, go to people who you have personal references from, like look at their eyebrows up close in person before you like go to another artist. You know, pictures even can be deceiving because trust me, pictures and videos can be deceiving. I, again, know a bunch of people personally who I've seen in person versus their pictures, and you don't know if they're editing them, you don't know if they're photoshopping them, you don't know what makeup product they have in their eyebrows to make them look normal, but there's a lot of people who I've met in person now who I'm like, your eyebrows look nothing like they do in these pictures that you, and videos that you post of you without makeup on, you know, they just look different. See somebody in person and then ask them like, where'd you get your eyebrows microbladed? And I paid for my eyebrows, I paid for my gas to get there, she didn't give me any discount, like, she let me film everything and she knew what I was doing with the footage, but like I didn't get any special treatment. I love them. They're just great. Like I'll take off my makeup at the end of the night and I'm like, oh look, they're still there. And it's like the happiest thing because before I would take off makeup and I'd be like, why is half my eyebrow missing? Like I used to just have like no, in here especially, like there was nothing here. So it just would make me, I don't know, it was so frustrating. So I am in love with my eyebrows and I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I'm sorry it took so long, but I really wanted to show you guys every step of the process and I really wanted to be able to come to you at the end to be able to say like, okay, this is how I truly feel instead of doing those like, my first experience, my second touch-up, my third touch-up. Like I didn't want you guys to have to search through my videos or wait months. I wanted you guys to just be able to be like, this is the full thing, you know, and make your appointment or go wherever you need to go. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for watching as always. Sorry this video was so long, but I wanted to go over everything. If you have any other questions, you can get at me at Instagram. I try to answer as many DMs there as possible. Leave a comment below. Subscribe if you wanna see more videos. I post videos about literally everything. Like everyone always asks like, oh, what kind of videos do you post? What's your aesthetic? And I'm like, whatever I damn feel like it, that's what. So subscribe if you want to see more and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.